So let us let us start the Ansible Day 5 session now. Ansible Day 5 session. So in the yesterday's class, right, we had understood about certain few more Ansible modules, right? Like for example, copy module, package file module, and all, right. We had covered few of the things, right? So these are the ad hoc like way of usage of the model we did, right? Still, we have not yet started working on the playbook file. Correct. So what we are going to do today, like we will continue again furthermore in learning about few more modules. Okay, another 4 to 5 modules, and then like we will start with our playbook, right? So now, what are the things what we have? We have something as a yum underscore repository. This is very important model. As well as there are a lot of other models are the yum model. We have a model known as a service model, right? We have a model known as a lineinfile model. You have many other models like user model, a group model, like that. So let's complete these few models, like 4 to 5 models what we have. Okay, then we will get into learning or understanding like how to write an Ansible file, Ansible playbook file. So that's what our today's like topic would be. Let's see how much we can cover today. Okay, so now for the yum repository or for the yum to work on this, we either need the RHEL machines, Red Hat Enterprise Linux machine like RHEL 7 or any of the Red Hat machine, RHEL 7 or RHEL 8, or else you need a CentOS machine. Okay, CentOS 7.5 or CentOS 7 or CentOS 8, any of the Red Hat distribution or CentOS distribution, like servers we need, because like this servers it supports the yum packaging method. So basically, this RHL or CentOS it supports basically RPM distribution package manager, package management. RPM way of method or RPM package management, it follows it up. And like for example, for the Ubuntu, you know that the Ubuntu it follows the Debian package management. Debian package management, right? Debian package management, and in the Debian package management, we will be using a command something like apt. So apt is a command, or it's a model which we use to install any package in the Ubuntu server, right? Whereas same thing for the RHEL or for the CentOS, we will be using the yum command, yum or the yum command or yum model. Here, in case here in the Ansible, we are talking about the model, right? So we call this as a models actually. Similarly, there's a model by name apt model, right? Now, when it comes to here, we have like 4 servers, right? Like Ansible server, and we have nodes, right? This is a particular node 3, which is nothing but CentOS machine. It's a CentOS machine. Okay, so let us log in here. Firstly, let me log in. Let me log in all the 4 servers. So what I'll do, I'll just try to log in through the public IP. So let me copy the public IP. Since I know the root's username and the password, I will directly log in over from the root's username. I don't need a key and all, right? So I log in as a root itself. Here I've logged in as in Ansible server login. Similarly, I will log in into the node 1. Okay, I logged into the node 1. So node 2. And node 3. So guys, I've directly logged into the as a root itself because I have the root password, right? So I'll directly log into the root user account itself. So what I did, how I can log in. Here it is showing as a node 1 itself. So let me take care of changing the host, changing the name. Okay, now let me log into the CentOS machine, which is node 3. So copy the public IP. Here also I've set the root password. Appearance. As I said in this class, in the next upcoming classes, right, I'll make it very simple so that we can directly log in. I'll make it very simple so that we need not to do all these things. Root. Okay, so I have logged in. So this is a CentOS machine. So let me do one thing. Let me set the host name, and I will give node 3 itself actually, right? Because let this be node 3. Node 3 means it is a CentOS machine. How to check whether it's a CentOS machine or not? You can say cat etc red hat -release. If you open this file, it will show the CentOS 7.9. Right. Similarly, this is your node 2 actually. If you check the machines, red hat -lsb release, see, it will say that it's a Ubuntu 18.4. So this is the file through which here you will get to know what kind of distribution. This file will be applicable for your Ubuntu. So that's what it says. Whereas here, this is etc red hat release is for your CentOS or red hat actually. Right. Similarly, you have node 1, you have Ansible. Even this, so all these three servers, Ansible, as you know, Ansible, node 1, node 2, these three servers are Ubuntu servers and I have chosen 18.04. Whereas node 3, I have chosen CentOS, which is the 7.9 version, or 7.8 or 7.9. See, 7.9. So 7.9 is a version actually which I'm using for the CentOS actually. So what I'm doing here, that I need to work with the yum package, particularly yum repository. So let me get into the Ansible server. So what I will do, I will say Ansible -doc. Okay. Then what I will say, excuse me, -l list, pipe it to grep -im. So it will show me what are all the models, or what are the models we have, which begins with the character yum. So you have two more models, right? Yum repository name. So you could see that one line information about what this model does. Add or remove yum repository. And here you could see that yum, it is used for manage packaging with the yum package manager. So what we are doing here now, we are just trying to understand what this yum repository does. See, basically what happened, right? Whenever you are installing any packages, and whenever you are installing any packages like RPM packages, you'll be using yum actually. So here what happened, right? Whenever I want to install any package, like for example HTTP package, how I'll do, I'll say yum install HTTPD. This is how I will install the package. Or suppose you want to install any package like a tree package. Okay, right now if I execute the tree command, see the tree is not there. I need to install a package. I'll say yum install tree. Now what the yum will do, basically, you could see that now yum is actually it is checking from the repositories, actually yum repositories. So these are the three repositories it has found, and through any one of the repository, what yum is doing, right? Yum is installing the package. So if I say yes, the tree package will get installed. Can you see here? The tree package is getting installed. So basically what happened, right? The yum command will always look into the yum repositories. Always, each and every server will maintain its own package repositories, right? For example, for the CentOS, it maintains the yum repository. For example, in your Ubuntu, it maintains the app repository, apt app repository when it comes to the Ubuntu servers, right? Now I want to check what is the yum repo list. So I can execute a command yum repo list. Guys, you see that I'm executing all this command in node 3, and node 3 is a CentOS machine, right? So when I execute this, can you see here? It is showing that currently there are 3 repositories are there like this. This is the sorry, this is a repo name and this is a repo ID. Now, what is this yum repository does? This yum repository is used to add a new repository. To add a new repository, we'll use this yum repository. So if I say Ansible -doc, and if I execute, if I just try to check the documentation of the yum repository, so what it says that yum repository, the code or the model code, it is there in this path. If you want to see the code of what this yum repository does, right, you can open this Python script file. You will be able to understand what this does actually, right? So what it says that add or remove yum repository in the RPM based Linux distribution. If you wish to update an existing package definition in ini file instead. So these are all the options what they have given. These are the options, right? These are the options what we use. Come down, base URL, cost, and enabled, enable underscore group, file, okay, GPK key, GPK check, the GPK key, group, like that. There are so many options are there which we will be using many of these options when we are writing a playbook file. If you come down at the end, you could see that there is a examples are there actually. Now you could see here examples. So they have given the example of how to use that yum repository, right, in your either in your command line or either in your even in your playbook file also. If, for example, you are giving name add repository, this is something like a name you are giving. Yum repository, this is the model name, description, base URL. Okay, here I could say that same thing, name, description, file name, base URL, gp check is equal to no. Suppose there is something like a gpg check. If they have given it, like for example, if you come over here at the down, if you see if they're given the gpg check actually, where is it? Like here, if you, they will give a gpg check also. gpg check, I think they have removed it. They'll give the GPG check URL also. GPG check. If it is yes, sir, then they'll give the GPG key URL actually. Here they're not given. Suppose in case if you're working in a company, right, you'll get a GPG check URL actually. You need to add the GPG check URL. Then you can say GPG check is nothing but yes, you can say. Like that. So, but here they have not mentioned that any option. I think they have removed it. Okay, so you have to always set GPG check as no itself, like when you are doing it. So now what I will do, right? So whatever we have a CentOS machine, I have a 3 repo. Let me add one more repo. Let me add one more repo. I will add one more repo. So how to do that? Now you know that in your Ansible server, we have an inventory. Like where is the inventory? etc Ansible. After that, you have a host file. So this is a file. But here, what happened that these 2 IP addresses are nothing but this is the Ubuntu IP address or node 1, node 2 IP address, right? But I need a CentOS IP address also. So what I will do, I'll just copy this private IP address and I will try to copy it over here. But when I copy it, what happened, right? You are trying to run the yum repository, but yum repository model, it doesn't work for the Ubuntu. It only works for the CentOS. Okay, let me do the thing. Either Rajesh, either you remove these two IP addresses, or you just maintain the CentOS IP address for this example, or else let us create one group itself. So what is that group? So you'll say that Rajesh, these 2 servers are Ubuntu. So you create the Ubuntu as one group actually. What is this grouping? We have not yet come, we'll come into later. And this is nothing but your CentOS group. Okay, this is a CentOS machine and this. So you can even excuse me, sorry, you can even create a group also like this. Okay, so grouping we have maintained it. It means that this is the IP address for your CentOS server, right? So now when I try to do an Ansible all -m ping, it will ping to all the 3 IP addresses. You're trying to ping to all the 3 IP addresses. See, it is trying to ping to all the 3 IP addresses. But you say that, Rajesh, I don't want to ping to everything. I want to only ping to the CentOS. No problem. You can just say app Ansible. There you so know that the CentOS IP address, it has been maintained by the group name with the name CentOS itself actually. So you're trying to only ping to that server which is having a group name CentOS. See, now you're able to ping to that particular machine. See, 172.31.21.164, right? What is this IP address? See, this is the IP address for your CentOS machine. So you're only trying to ping to only that particular server, right? So now here what happened, right? Okay, you say that, Rajesh, by using this group, I can play with anything. Suppose like I want to do some operation, I want to with the help of the yum repository. Okay, let me take the group name. You can either give this way, or else you can even directly give the IP address also like this. If you don't want to give the group, you can just say directly like this. This also works. It is trying to ping, right? Or else what you say that some people say that, Rajesh, you maintain a like you maintain a your own local host file like this. I will maintain my host file like something like my host something, and I will copy that IP address like this. Copy this private IP of CentOS, right? So I'll just this is nothing but my local inventory, my host file. Guys, let me remove these files. Alice, Bob, and my host, or not sorry, my script. I used this file yesterday, right? So I've removed it. So now you have the my host file. Now I want to ping it. I have to say Ansible -i inventory. What is that inventory? The host. Okay, -m. What is that model? Ping. And it'll say, oh, see, it'll try to ping. So now Ansible is actually not referring to this path. So vi. This is also one of the best way. We can open the file vi Ansible host file. Remove these things. I don't want to maintain here. Also, even remove this Ubuntu group also. Okay. So let this IP address be here only. This is the global configuration file, or right. But whenever I want to execute, I will be giving manually what is my inventory by using -i option like this. Like this. -i means inventory. This Ansible should not refer to the etc Ansible host. It should refer to the my host file. Like this. So can I use this way also? Yes, you can use this way. Now, what I want to do, I want to understand about the yum repository, right? So we saw that, right? Ansible -doc, and then say yum underscore repository, right? Or else you can just say to grep of I yum, right? So this is a repository, right? Sorry, this is what your model, sorry, not repository, model. So I'm just copying this repository. So here, if you go down here, you could see that. So you are using the yum repository, right? And you are using the name, description, file, base URL, enabled yes or no, and the mirror list. So let me use this parameter to create a repository. Okay. So how to do it? I'll say Ansible -i inventory number the my host. Okay, fine. Then what you'll do? You'll use a -m option. What is the repository? What is the model actually? Yum underscore repository. Okay. Then -a means argument for this model. Right? Now, what is it? What you have saw here. Which is that you want name actually. Okay, let me give the name parameter here. Name is equal to something like yum-server. Okay. Then what is it next? What we have? We have something like a description. Description is equal to something. We can give something like this is my first. This is my first something yum server or yum repository server something, right? After that, what you have, you give what you have a file, right? File. Okay, let me do file is equal to something like my underscore anything can give my underscore yum underscore server. Okay, then what it says that after this what we have something like a base URL. Okay, I need to give base URL, but base URL basically if you're working in a company, somebody might give the base URL, or else your company might maintain some kind of a base URL where you have to give that. But right now I don't have any base URL, so let me do think whatever we have a document, right? Let me use the document itself from the document itself. So here you could say the base URL something. So let me copy this itself actually. So let me give over here. So base URL I have given. What else you need? Apart from that, what you have? GPG check. Okay, GPG check. I'll say. Okay, GPG check. I will give as a no itself. Okay, and after that, you want to enable it to make it work. Yes, I want to enable it. Right. So I'll say enable is equal to yes. Then you have started with the single quote. Now you have to end with the single quote. See? Right? I'll say enter. Okay. What is it you're giving? Hyphen I inventory. I think you have to give all. Yes, sir. Now it says that what it has created a repo with the name M repository, M server, and it has executed. Now let me go here to the CentOS server. Now let me execute the same command M repo list. See guys, now you could see that a new repository has been added with keyword. The repo name is this is my M repository, and you could see that this is nothing but your repo ID. By default, it has given some repo ID. Okay, you want to check it out. You can say etc m underscore repos dot d, enter and say ls. Can you see somewhere my underscore m underscore repo? See, so whatever what you have given here, the name here. See, you have given what is the name of my underscore m underscore server. That is the file name you have given. Here the same thing. See, you could say my underscore m. It has by default it has added this dot repo by default. If you open that file, right, my underscore m. See here, you could see that it has added this base URL and everything. See, enable is equal to 1 GPG check no. Name is this is my first M server. So like that, it has maintained a repository like this. So in this way, guys, you can actually use M repository to add up the M repository into the servers where you want to maintain all the M packages, right? You want to maintain, right? There you can use this M repository. And make sure always you know that M repositories will always work on your Red Hat or your CentOS. It doesn't work on Ubuntu service, right? So now if you go back over here, now if you see the document, right? If you see the document, you could see that actually you want to remove the repository or you want to do the cleanup. What it expects the name, state, that's all. No other thing. Or it expects a file. That's all. 2 to 3 parameters are only required. And what it says that state is nothing but absence. So let me do one thing. Let me take up the same. Okay, what I need a name. Okay, I don't need this base URL. This and all are not required. Base URL is not required. So I don't. While removing it, I don't need these things. DP check and all is not required. Enable S and all is not required. So let me remove all these parameters. Right. What else? Description is there, file name is there, and name. Even description also not required. Okay. Now you will say that state is equal to absent. It means that now you are removing that repository. So see guys, you have removed that repository. You could see that state is absent. It means that you have removed it. Go back here to the CentOS machine here. Again you say M repo list. Now you could see that your repository has been removed. See here, only earlier 3 was there. Now also it's 3. Right. In this way, you can actually create the repository by using M underscore repository module. Right. So now after this, there is one more module is there, the M module actually. So this also we saw it actually, right? We saw it like when I did a Ansible -doc but -doc type it to grep -im. If you this command, you could see that there is a M. Actually, this is basically used to manage your package manager. It means that whenever you want to install any package in Red Hat or in CentOS, you can install it through the M repository, right? Through the M command. So let's see how I'll use this actually. Okay. So what I'll do, Ansible. Let me first go to the official document. Ansible-doc-m. Come down. So it says that this is used for installing, upgrading, downgrading, remove the list of package by using the M, right? And these are all the options are there. Auto remove, disable, exclude, and all. Now, if you come down, there are so many options are available, guys. You can practice everything actually. So, in the examples only, you'll get many of the options, right? Now you could see that how to use it. You have to use the yum model, and you have to give the package name by using this name is equal to, and state is nothing but is equal to present means it will get installed. Latest means whatever you are installing HTTP, right? Whatever the latest package available, the version available, that will get installed. This is one way. Now after that, after installing, you want to uninstall means you have to say same thing. State is equal to absent. You have to give. Okay. Now you say that Rajesh, there is something, there is one, I need to install a HTTP package, but I need to install only through some that particular repo itself. Then you have to say that you have to give the repo name, repository name. Actually, here something I'm giving testing. Enable repo is not for testing. It means that it will try to install the HTTP from that particular repo by name testing actually. So here it says that install the latest version of Apache from the testing repo. Now you say that Rajesh, I don't want to install any of the latest, but there is some specific like there is some specific version is the only that I have to install. Then in that case, while giving the name of the package, you have to give along with the version, complete and proper version you need to give. Then what happened that the M will try to install that specific version itself, whatever you're asking it. And here, if you come down, suppose you want to upgrade all the package of your server. Either you have a Red Hat server or a CentOS server. You said, Rajesh, I want to upgrade all the packages. Then you have to use the same M model, but you have to, for the name, you have to give star, and you have to give the state as latest. It means that it will try to upgrade all the packages. You know that when you're upgrading all the packages, it will take a lot of time actually. Maybe in your system, you might be having some 400 plus packages or 500, 800 plus packages. Sometimes you will have plenty of packages. So all those packages will be upgraded to the latest version. So it will usually take a lot of time if you're executing this option actually, right? Upgrading all the package, excluding the kernel or the full package. It means that while you are upgrading, even there are many other packages are there which are related to kernel, like kernel headers are there, like kernel configuration files are there. Even those things also will get upgraded when you are upgrading. But you say that I don't want to upgrade the kernel package. I want to only upgrade some apart from the kernel package. There are many other packages are there, like application related right packages are there. Only those things only I have to like upgrade. But I need to exclude it. You have to use the same thing, name star latest test state latest. But here you have to use the exclude parameter. Exclude what you're doing, kernel star slash foo star. So whichever package starts with the kernel, that will not get upgraded. Even if whichever package starts the foo, that will not get upgraded. So that's what you are making as a exclude here. Come over here. What else he's saying again? You want to install some kind of an Nginx package from the remote repo. So here what is happening that you are getting a complete URL actually. Suppose somebody gives you this URL is over the internet and you say that Rajesh, I want to install a particular package which is there in that particular URL, the web URL itself. Then you can give the same. You can give the name and provide a complete web URL and just a state is going to present. The M will try to download the packet from here from this path and install it. Similarly, suppose in your system you are maintaining a local repository of Nginx itself. You have manually downloaded the Nginx RPM from the internet and you have placed in your local repository, right? So then in that case also you can give the complete path of that query that RPM and then you can say that state is going to present, right? Now here what is happening that the next is something like suppose you have some packages. It's not like single package. There is a bundle of packages. So development tool is one of the bundle of package. It's like a group package where if you are trying to install the development tools package, right, it will try to install all the packages. Like for example, basically this required for you to install some kind of a GCC package, compilers and all you want to install, right? And because the compiler, it requires many other packages. It depends upon many other packages. Like for example, it depends upon the Perl package, it depends upon the make package, it depends upon something like lib library. Okay, many other packages are depend upon everything you want to install at a shot. Then there's a group with the name development tools actually. So here what happened, right? For the M, you are mentioning this is the group name. So install all the packages which comes as a part of this group, then it will get installed. So like that way, guys, there are many things are there, options are there available. We can go through it, but let me just go through a few of the things actually, right? For example, like, okay, let me do one thing, guys. I'll go to the CentOS here. This is my CentOS machine. Let me check if the wget command is there or not. See, wget is not there. So let me install this package in this CentOS machine. So how to do that? By using the yum, right? Yum model. So how to do that? Okay, Ansible all hyphen I Invent is nothing but your my host, correct? Hyphen M is a model. What is a model? M. Hyphen A is nothing but your argument. Okay. What is it? Name is equal to package name, wget, right? State is equal to present. That's all. Simple. So here in the my host, you are maintaining the IP address of your CentOS machine, right? That's what you are doing, right? So Ansible or hyphen I and specifying this, and hyphen M is a model. What is the model name? M. Hyphen M is argument. What are the argument you want to pass to this M model? And here name of the package you want to install, name is equal to wget state. You have to only refer to this guys actually. See here, see name and state. See name I'm using and state. See name and state. Just execute this command, ad hoc command. See, so what you are trying to do, see, it says that actually it is getting installed actually. See, which is the package wget. Now you could see that actually, see, it is getting installed. Now come over here and then just say wget now. Now this command will work. Now earlier what happened, it says the command not found. Okay, command not found. Now it is actually executing. That wget is basically used to download any of the file if you give the particular URL, right? So wget has been installed now. Now, if you want to uninstall it, it is pretty simple. You have to just say absent. Correct? The absent means you are trying to uninstall the package. See, it is the state is that what changed. It is remove the wget. Again, come over here. Again, do a wget command. See, it says that no such file or directory. It is a command not found. So there's no command with that name. It means that wget is not there in that server. Is it clear, guys? I'm clear on this. Any doubts you have? Okay. If you don't have any doubts, I'll go further. Okay. Now, what else, sir? What else we have? Model, yeah. User model is there. Group model is there. Service model is there. Correct. So let us see the service model, sir. Actually, service is a very good like model. Now, service model is used by both, sir, Red Hat as well as Ubuntu also. Like for example, in Ubuntu also, we have a service model. Suppose like you have two machines. This is nothing but your Ubuntu server. This is the Ubuntu server. Like suppose assume that Ubuntu 18.04 the server, okay. And this is one server where it is a CentOS machine or RHL or whatever. This is a CentOS machine. So whatever you have 7.9 CentOS machine, right? Now suppose like I want to install the web server package. So for the Ubuntu, the web server package is always, whenever you want to install the package, you have to say sudo apt get install apache 2-y. Like this is what the package you install, like this. So using the apt, you will try to install the Apache 2. So Apache 2 is the name for the package which you give when you are working on Ubuntu. After you do this, you need to restart or start the service. What you will say, if the system, again is to use this command, service Apache 2 start, like this we used to do. Or as these days, service has been, it will deprecate, that is a systemctl start Apache 2, like this we are doing. Either you can give service Apache 2 start or a systemctl start Apache 2, anything you can give. Similarly, for the CentOS machine, which is nothing but your yum or the RPM flavor, whenever you want to install the web server like Apache server, you have to say sudo or else yum install httpd-y. This is the package name what will be in CentOS or in RPM. Then you have to start the service, means you can say service httpd start, or else you have to use systemctl start httpd. Like this you do the service, right? Whenever you want to enable it, you make sure that once you even after rebooting the server or something happens, still the Apache should get restarted automatically. Then you will say systemctl enable Apache 2, like this. Here also same thing. after rebooting the machine, still the service should get automatically get restarted even after rebooting the machine. Then you say systemctl systemctl enable HTTP like this. So we will be using these commands, so service or systemctl, to verify the status of the package service, or to stop the service, to start the service, right? To reload the service. Like that, we will be using this service command or systemctl, right? So service is the main important like command which you'll be using in a Linux or a Linux machine, either in Ubuntu or CentOS. The same service command, the Ansible, it provides a module actually. That module name itself is a service module. If it's an Ansible-doc service module. Guys, this service model, right, we will be heavily using in our day-to-day activity. Whenever you're writing a playbook file, after installing, suppose like you install a Tomcat server, you need to restart the Tomcat server, or you need to check the status of the Tomcat server. Fine, then you'll be doing. Suppose you install the Apache package, you need to restart the Apache server, right, like that, or else you need to stop it. So this is a very, very handy model which we will be using every time in our playbook file, right? So this is what the service model, and this is what the code of the service model you find in this path. However, the model is actually placed under this path actually. Okay, and we could see that it controls the service on remote which host supported init systems include BSDinit, OpenRC, SysV, Solaris, blah blah, systemd upstart. For Windows target, you use the win_service model instead, right? They say these are all the arguments. How to use it actually? Now you could see that it is a very simple. You have to use the same thing, guys. Service, name of the service, and then says state actually. Okay. Now what I will do here, what I'm going to do here in this, as you know, like I have the Ubuntu servers in Node 1 and Node 2, and CentOS is the Node 3. So for this example, let me install the Apache package in this two Node 1 and Node 2. Okay, Node 1, Node 2, let me install the Apache package actually. How to install the Apache package? You have to use this command, sudo apt-get install Apache 2. Right. So before you do a sudo, always it is better that you need to update the package, or you need to update the package. To do that, so this is the Node 1. What I will say, I'll just say sudo apt update -y. First, always whenever you're installing any package in Ubuntu particularly, you have to always run this command actually, sudo apt update -y. The same command I would be running even in the Node 2 also, right? Because this is the Ubuntu server. So sudo apt update -y. Okay. Now I have just upgraded it. This also you can do through Ansible only, but I'm just doing it manually now. So what I will do, firstly, I have to install the package actually, right? I have to install the package. How to install the package, guys? So to install the package, you know that yesterday we saw the package command model, right? So let me use the package model itself. What I will do, will say, and I will be using, because under the etc Ansible host file, here I'm maintaining these two IP. These two IP addresses are for the Node 1 and Node 2, right? So I am using this. So what I will do, I will use a global configuration. I will not be using any more this local configuration. This is only for the CentOS, right? So what I will do, I'll say Ansible, okay, all, right, -m. The package is number, the model is the package -a. Even I can use the apt also, apt also, but I'm just using a generic package manager a. So what is the name of the package? Apache 2. Okay. What is the state? This is what yesterday we saw, right? When we are installing the package. See, Ansible all -m package -a. -m is argument. And now when the Ansible is getting executed, it will refer to this etc Ansible host file, right? This is the global configuration file, inventory file, where it maintains those two IP addresses of the Node 1 and Node 2. So let me run this command, or let me run this add-off command. See, so it says that actually it is success, it is getting installed actually. So if you go over here in the Node 1, and if you go to the /var www HTML, now you could see that it is installed. Similarly, if you go to the Node 2, cd/var www HTML. So this confirms that the Apache is installed now. Now, if you want to check the state, you want to start that service. So here you want to start the service. How to do that? You have to say Ansible all hyphen m. What is the model name? Service is a model name. Okay, hyphen a is an option. Okay, name of the service is Apache 2. Okay, state. What is the state? You have to use the state as started, not start. Started. Started. See? It means you are restarting or starting the Apache 2 service. So when I run this, see, it has restarted that service. See, it has restarted that service. See, it has restarted the Apache service. Now, if you come over into this node, into the server, and if you say systemctl status Apache 2, could you see that the service is active up and running? Or else even you can use the service command also. Here, if I go to the node 2, if I say service Apache 2 status, see, it also gives the status. See, it is saying that it's running. Now you say that Rajesh, I want to stop it now, this service. Same thing. Instead of started, you have to just say stop, like that. So you have stopped the service now. See, you have stopped the service now. Stop the service now. Now you go here into the node 1 or node 2, right? Check the status. See, now what it says, it has been stopped actually. It has been stopped, right? It has been stopped. So it is not actively running. It has been stopped. Or else if you go to the node 2, you say service Apache 2 status. So it says that it is being stopped. Stop means it is not, it is inactive. Actually, you won't get the word in something like a stopped. It shows as a inactive. Right? It will show as a inactive. It means that it is not currently running. You want to restart it again, you can just say restart it, right? Or else where is it actually? If you go to answer, I think it is not there, but I think there is a restarted is there actually. So it will restart it. So this is very important, guys, actually. So the sub state was dead actually. Now it has restarted actually. That's what it says. Now here, go back here in the node 1. Again, check the status, systemctl status Apache 2. See now, again it has come back to starting. You go back here in the node 2. I'm just showing you with the systemctl as well as service command. That's all. So you can use either way, service or systemctl, just to make sure that, you can use even this command. Slowly, guys, this service command will go off after some point of time. Only systemctl will only be there actually. Right? So that's all, but you can even still make use of this both this command, systemctl all service, to make sure or the service, to make sure that actually to stop the service or to start the service or to reload the service, to check the status of the service. Anything you can do with the service model actually. Okay, so that's how it is. So we have completed the service. Okay, let us see for the user and the group, guys, actually. Okay, user, the group, nothing but you want to create a user account actually in your Linux machines, right? For example, like I was using something like whenever I want to create a user account, I was using add user command, right, to create a user account and all, right? Even in the Linux, in the Red Hat cover, you have a user add command actually. Similarly, for the group, I want to create some groups, so you have to say that add group actually, or group add command, right? So this is the command which you use to create or create a groups actually. So there is a model also Ansible provides with the name group, or there's a model by name user, by which you can actually create user accounts or the group accounts actually. So how to do that actually? See here. Okay, how to do that actually? See here. I have to say Ansible -doc. I'll say group. So I'm just opening the document of your Ansible, of your group model. If you come down, he has given a very simple example, guys. Group, name of the group, state, present, right? If you remove the group, you want to remove the created group, you have to mention action. That's all. So it's a simple. What I'll say Ansible all -m. The model name is group. -a is an argument actually. What is the name? of the group. What with what name? Let me create some name with the name something like a Wipro. Okay, state present. So in both the nodes, node 1 and node 2, here in both these nodes, you are trying to create one group with the name Wipro actually. Okay, and the state is something like present. Okay, you are creating a group. Guys, one thing you watch here, one thing you see it very carefully here. Now, whenever you see, I'm executing this command or this ad hoc command. Now, you could see that you are getting something in orange color actually. Correct. So it means that when you are creating any group with the help of a group name with the help of a group or whatever, right? What Ansible will do? Ansible will try to check into this node 1 and node 2 whether there's any group with the name Wipro is there or not. If it is not there, then it will try to create it actually. When it creates a freshly, what happened, right? You could see that actually it is showing you as an orange color. It means that there in those two servers, node and node 2, this Wipro was not there, right? Now, if you go to the node 1, this is the node 1 actually. You can even open VI etc groups actually, right? If you open it, go to the end, you could see that Wipro has been created here. Similar with your this also, node 2 also, cat of etc group. See, your Wipro has been created. But Wipro is already there now. Now assume that actually I will rerun the same command again. Ansible all-n group. It is there. Let's see how Ansible will behave. See, can you see here? Now it is showing you in a green color. Earlier what happened? What happened, right? The change was true here. It means that actually change means there are some changes has been happened done by the Ansible. That's what is saying change is true. It means that it has actually applied this change. It means that it has created this group name. But already now what happened when the second time when I'm executing the same thing, what Ansible will do? Ansible will try to check in the node 1 node 2, is there any group with the name Wipro? Yes, it is there. What to do? Nothing to do. False. See, whereas here what happened? It applied it the changes. That's what it said true. Here what happened that it says that it's false. So it means that what happened that Ansible when it tried to re-execute the same thing, Ansible tried to verify in both these servers whether there's a Wipro group with the name Wipro is there. Yes, it is there. Don't do anything. So that's what it says that it is not doing any changes to apply. It is not doing something like a overwriting or something like that. It is just ignoring it. It means that it is there. This is the feature this is what we call the idempotency. Idempotency is something like if something is there or if a certain things a file is there or if the group is there already there and you're reapplying the again the changes, right, or again you're reapplying with the help of an Ansible will not do anything. It means that it will always maintain the desired state, we say. So Ansible will always try to maintain a desired state, right? Now if you see that actually now if you run n number of times, see, it show the green only because it is not doing, it is executing, it is checking it, right? Assume that now you want to remove it actually. See, so what is the action, right? Now you see, so you're trying to remove it actually now. Now what happens? You could see that now it has been turning into the orange color. With that, it is applying the changes. That's what say that you could see that the state change is equal to true, like this. Now you could see that if you're running this, now the group is not there. You're still removing it. See, it's turning as a green color. But that there is no group with the name Wipro. Why? I don't want to do anything. That's what the change is false. Like this. So it says that actually there is no group. So that's what it is turning as a group. So with this, you can understand that whenever there is any fresh new changes are applied by the Ansible, always it will show the logs with the orange color. Whenever you are applying any config changes, if there is no effect has to be done or there is no changes has to be done taken care by the Ansible will turn into green color. There are only three colors, guys. One is a orange and other is a green and one more is a red color. If there is any error, like for example, okay, I'll do one thing, sir. I will recreate this Wipro again. I'll say present. Present is nothing but the proper sentence, correct? PREST. But assume that I have given this wrong spelling. Now you see what Ansible will do. Ansible will throw an error actually. This is a red color. It says that what it's a message. Value for the state must be either absent, present. it got something with this name. Oh, with this you'll understand. Okay, oh, there is some spelling mistake is there. So only there are three colorings are there: orange, green, and red color. That's all. Now you know that. Okay, I did some mistake. Now let me recorrect it. Present. Yeah, this is the correct one. Right. Now we will apply it. Now it will create the report. Now again you say, Rajesh, I want to create one more group. No problem, sir. Give some. What is the name of you? Wipro, IBM, or something. Yeah. Okay. So you are creating two groups there, right? TCS and IBM and that. Fine. This is how it is. And to remove it, you know that you have to, instead of present, you have to mention is an absent. Fine. Now, so group we have covered it. It's a simple thing. Now, what is the user? User is something like you want to create some user accounts, right? You want to create some user accounts. So now, so what is it? I'll say Ansible, different doc, and I'll say user. Now it says that, okay, this is the model which is there in this path. Fine. Okay. These are all the options you have. We will see later all these things. Fine. Let us quickly go through the examples. We'll come down. So there are so many options are there, right? Examples, right? Now you say that, Rajesh, I want to create a user account by something like John D. And this is what the comment you are giving. This is a user ID you are giving. I mean, you are specifyingly giving some user ID, and you are making your John to be a part of some group actually, right? So let's see whether I can able to create a John or some other name, right? So let me go to the server Ansible. So what it say that Ansible hyphen Ansible all hyphen m. What is a model name? User is a model name. Hyphen a is not but argument. Fine. What is the name? Let me take any name, guys. I'll give some name here. What is the name I can give? So I'll take some name over here actually. So I'll take a name something like Surya, something. I'll take Surya name. Name is equal to Surya. Okay. So this is the name I have given. Fine. Comment. So what Surya is? Comment is equal to Surya is a DevOps consultant. Comment. I think that you are doing comment. Or else is a DevOps IT consultant. Okay. That's a comment you are giving for Surya. User ID, you can give it actually. I'll just say user ID is equal to 1050 something. Okay. To which group and all he has to belong. So I'll say that group. See here. Group admin. Okay. Let me do thing. Let me make him as a part of Wipro group. As well as even I'll make a part of him as an IPM group also. Right. Now I will just close the code. Now guys, what happened, right? In this node 1 and node 2, node 1, can I check is there any user account by name Surya? There's no Surya. Even the same thing. In a node 2, can I check is there a user ID by name Surya? See, it is not there. So there's no user ID. So I'm just creating a fresh user ID with the name Surya. So I'll just say enter. So it has failed actually. Why it has failed, sir? It has failed because the IBM group does not exist. Okay. The group name does not exist. Why it does not exist? I have to use append here. Okay, okay, that's what. Let me do thing. Let me give only one minute. Okay. Now let us see. Now it has updated. Right now you could see that it has created a user account by name Surya, and it has given a comment or something onto it, and user ID 1050 is it has given, and it has made it to work under the group Wipro. It means that it has been added to the user group with the name Wipro actually. Now let me go into this server. Okay, I'll just say ID Surya. This is node 2. Now you could see that Surya has been added. 1050 is there. Let's see, he belongs to the Wipro group actually. Similarly, go to come to the node 1. ID Surya. Okay. You can even switch to the Surya also. Yes, switch Surya. See, you switch to the Surya user. Who am I? See, you are a Surya. So you are switched to the Surya by using HU. Like that, you have created a user account Surya like that. So you know very well now that I want to remove it. Means what is it? You have to mention state is equal to is equal to absent. Means you are removing that user account. Surya, you have removed it. See here. Now you go back here. Again, you do ID Surya here. Now it has been removed. See, there's no ID. So with the help of this user model, what you are doing, you are trying to create a user account, right? Here there are many options are there, guys, but there are few things which are very important. Actually, this model, user model also will be heavily using when we are working on the when we are writing a playbook actually, because usually what happens right in the industry, there are requirements to become right. You need to create some 100 user accounts, right? You need to create a public key and private key, right? Like that, you lot of times, right? That requirement will come. They will tell you to automate it actually. So we'll be using this user model to automate all those things. So one example like how to create a SSH key and all, public key and private key, right? That and all, they have given an example. You need to just follow that example here. You could see that here. See, this is what the example they given. You need to create a key actually. You need to create a key. So let's see how to do it. How to do this at least. I'll say Ansible all -m model is user model -a means option. Okay, what is the name? I will give as something like what is the other name? What other name I can take? I will take something like Ashish. That's the name. So I'll just give generate SSH key is equal to yes. Okay, SSH key bits is equal to 2048. I'll just follow the same stuff, and SSH key files is equal to. Let me give the same stuff actually. I need to create this. Okay, let me close with the single quote. Now let's see what it does. See, it is creating the user account by name Ashish, as well as it is actually creating the SSH keys actually. See, it has created the public key and the private key. Now go back here into the node 1 or node 2. Okay, now you could see that actually if you do ID of Ashish, now you could see that it has actually created the Ashish user account. Fine. Now if I switch to the Ashish, see, switch to the Ashish, if you exit PWD home directory, now if you see ls-al, see, it has created .sh directory. Under .sh directory, see, it has created both the public key and the private key, right? So this is how, by seeing the examples only, you'll be able to understand how to do it. So this is how we base it. See? So this is what many times what happened, right? You need to create n number of users, hundreds users with all these parameters. With all these parameters, you have to pass, so that you need to create a public key and the private key. You need it, right? You cannot go and manually run it. You cannot go to the user account, just ss-keygen, ss-keygen. For each and every user account, you cannot run that command, ss-keygen. Directly, while creating user account itself, you need to create a public and the private key for the particular user, right? Then in that case, this model will be very helpful. So this also sometimes they might ask an interview. So they'll say that how you will actually create a public and private key, how you automate the things in your Ansible. You have to say that I will be using a user model, and these are the parameters. Generator underscore SSH underscore key. You have to mention yes. SSH key bits 2408 and SSH underscore key underscore file. You're giving this parameter like this. You have to mention. Okay, guys. I hope that you guys are understanding. Right now, any doubts you have till here? Okay. Now let's move now. So let us.
Rajesh, I have one question.
Yes.
Rajesh, we are creating the user accounts, no? Can we give some permissions to the user, or can you restrict the user with some permissions?
Yes, sir. There will be, yeah, there will be options will be there. So you have to go through the complete examples actually.
Okay.
That will be there actually. Ansible-doc. You'll get it, all this information. You have to set the password, profile, you want to remove roles, and the set user ID, shell you want this, a password. There will be some examples there actually. Okay, this is a group. Okay. to append. So permissions means what permission? Like for example, you want to that whatever you're doing with the get FCTL and set FSCL, right? If that is the there, then I think there will be a separate model for that. You need to use that model. First, you need to create a user account, and then if you want to apply a special permission, is there would be a different model for that.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
Yeah, like that. For example, get FACL model in Ansible, like this. So get underscore FACL, get underscore FACL will be there, sir. See, this is what this is for the special permission for the user account. Set underscore fact. So like this, you need to search in the Google, you will get it, sir. Few things will get it like this. So
Okay.
how to use this? They have given an example also. Actually. So I'm just saying that for certain things, if you are not able to get it in that particular model, then you will get an idea that okay, there will be some other models will be there, supporting models which you will be using for giving some extra permissions and all that. Like that actually. This is not that model. This is set fact actually, set fact and get fact. But there will be some models will be there. I will get back to you on that, sir. Which is some special permission you want to give, right? That how we do a command line, right? Many of the things, right? In the Linux administration. Can you do the same thing in Ansible? Yes, it is possible. There will be some models for that. Okay. Now, so the next is nothing but the line in file model. Actually, this is very important, sir. Line in file model. So this is basically it used to do an operation onto a file actually. Operation onto the file. Like for example, assume that there is some file is there. Suppose like you have some there is some file, etc sudo file is there. You want to append some line inside that file actually. Like for example, if I go to the node one, okay, let me open that etc sudo file. Okay, this is there. So you will say that Rajesh, this is the file actually, and here at the end of the file, instead of this root like this, right? I want to append the same stuff like this, but instead of root, I want to get something like this actually, Rajesh, something like. Don't append this line. So how to do that? With that, you're basically doing some operation onto the file itself. That etc sudo file itself. So I want to just change or I want to just add this line into that etc sudo file in both the nodes, node 1 and node 2. So how I can do that operation with the help of a line in file? It does an operation onto the file. How to do that? Like for example, I'll go here. Before doing that, sir, what I will do, because I'll be playing with the etc sudo file, I'll do one thing, guys. I will just take a copy of it so that I should not mess it up with this. So I will take a backup of this file because it's very important files actually. Original. So as I said, this command I can even include there also by using the Ansible itself. But still, I'm just manually doing it actually. etc sudos. I'm keeping a copy of etc sudos as etc sudos.org. Original. I'm just keeping a one copy of it. Okay. Now come back to the Ansible. I'll come back to the Ansible server here. So what I will do, I'll say Ansible, same command Ansible all -n. What is it? The model name line in file. Model name. Okay. Hyphen name is argument. Okay. Now, what is the file path name? File path is but etc sudos sudo sudos. This is a file, right? So let me check the spelling. sudoers. Okay. sudo file. Okay. Then what is it actually you have to do? You have to say line is equal to. Let me copy that line. Sir. I want to add this line. Something. Copy it. Paste it like this, and then close with a single quote. Enter. Now you could see that actually it has did the changes. If you go to the node one, open the same file, etc sudoers. Can you see at the end of the file it has added this line? Correct? At the end of the file it has added this line. That's how it is. It means that you are doing the changes directly to this file. But when you are doing an apply, by default what happened that the string will be added at the end of the file. At the end of the file. Now you say that Rajesh, I don't want this line. I want to remove this line. Okay, sir. Do one thing, sir. You have to say that state is equal to what is it? You have to say absent, correct? So you are saying, Rajesh, I want to remove that line. I don't want to do it. Okay, remove that line. See, come here to the node one. Again, open that file. V86 doors. Now you could see that that line has been removed. See, Rajesh all is equal to all. That has been removed. Correct. So this is a very simple way of using it actually. Right. Now you say that Rajesh, I want to add the same line at the beginning of the file actually. So you say that Rajesh, this line should be added at the front here, at the top here, at the first line should be added. No problem. What you will do, you will go back here. So what you will do here, same stuff here. You will remove this state is equal to absent over here, and then what else you'll be doing? You'll say insert after. Insert after is equal to before. What is it? Before. I've forgotten what is it. The beginning of the file. BOF means beginning of the file. BOF means beginning of the file. Insert after the beginning of the file. It means that we're inserting at the first line of the file. So enter it. Now go back here. Go to the node one. Open the etc sudoers file. Now you could see that at the top it has been added like this. BOF means beginning of the file actually. Beginning of the file. EOF means end of the file. Default it is print. It is actually inserted into the file. If you want to remove, you can again say same structure. State is equal to absent. So it will remove that line. But this is the option. BOF means beginning of the file. EOF means end of the file. End of the file means it will try to insert the at the last line of the file. But by default, it is actually removing at the last end. It is by default it is inserting the last line of the file only, right? For example. Now you say that Rajesh, okay, you are saying at the end and the before. Suppose, for example, if you go to the etc sudoers file, okay, I'll open it. You say that Rajesh, there is something with the word root is there actually. I want to insert that Rajesh here after this root actually, or after here actually. How to do that actually? No problem. It's a very simple actually. So same thing, you have to use upper arrow key and insert. What you have to give here, guys? Insert. Have to give quotes. What is it actually there? It starts with the word root only. Fine. It starts with the word root only. I'll just say cap insert after the character which starts with the root actually. Okay. Like this. Right. Now you see. I could see that if you go here and if you open the file again, it has inserted after the root. It has inserted. Now you could see, you could make out that we are doing this operation which is related to something like a set and awk command. You know, like in Linux we have set and awk command, right? Set and awk command is to replace the string and you know, like to print some particular pattern and all. We are using set and awk command. So the exactly whatever you're doing with the set and awk command, same thing will be taken care by the lineinfile model actually. So that is, this is also heavily used in our day-to-day activity because you know, like what happened, right? Usually in the industry, right, you'll be having a lot of configuration files. So when you are actually doing a deployment of an application, you have to even do changes to the configuration files. So even that also should be automated, right? So what you will do in your Ansible playbook file, you will be using this lineinfile model. You will say that Rajesh, I want to insert that particular line in somewhere in that particular line in the configuration file. After you do it everything, then you do an apply or then you try to do a deployment actually. So in that case, what happened, right? This lineinfile will become very, very important. Okay. So that's how it is. So you can go through many other examples are there, guys, in this actually. If you go through the, you know, like, let me remove this actually. Okay. State is equal to, state is equal to absent. Okay. So this is very important. This is also as important as what we have the user model, right? Lineinfile model. So these are very important, guys. If you come down, there are plenty of examples are there. I would request all of you to practice all the examples in this learning file. There's something like a regex is also there. Regex exp. That is also very important actually. See here. See, this is regex exp. Like this. This is very important actually. You could say, see, I'm using the same thing. So what I'm doing that I want to remove this line itself actually. So whatever the sudos are there, right? This is there, right? Suppose like there is some string is there, percentage wheel is there. Suppose you say that I want to remove this line completely. We can use here regex percentage wheel like this I can. So let us try this. That will be very simple actually. So what are we doing? So what are we doing here, guys? In this node one. So I want to remove this line actually. Now you say I want to remove this line. Okay. How you do that actually? Same thing, guys actually. So here I'm not doing anything appending here. Okay, I will remove this. This line I'm not appending any here. So what I'm doing here, I'm using this regex actually equals what is the pattern. Okay, this is what it is actually. Correct. So I'll just use this cap like this. I'm using it. Then state is equal to here. Is it clear? Regex is equal to, yeah, I can do in single quote also. State is equal to option. Correct. Let me run. Yes. Now come over here. See, this should go off now. See, that percent has been, it has gone. See, it has been removed. So like this, you want to do any operations, right? You can do those operations, everything with the help of your lineinfile model actually. Very, very important actually. Okay. So okay, so that's very important. Let me do one thing, guys. I have already did the changes. Let me revert back the etc sudos dot original to etc sudos actually. So same thing I will do over here in your node 2 also. Cp etc sudos dot original to etc sudos, because like if there's an issue happens then it will be a problem actually. That's the reason. So hope guys you understood, right, all these things, right? How to use all these models, right? Correct. So what we will do now, like I wanted to continue, but like we will stop it today itself. Okay. So what will be our next agenda is that actually the next agenda of our session would be that we need to learn about that how to write playbook file actually. To understand the playbook file, how to write a playbook file, you need to understand how to write a YAML actually. So basically I will be having one session on introductory session on YAML as well as JSON file. Right, that would be the next topic, and we will start writing how to write my first playbook file and what are the different formats of playbook file. Okay, and we'll also write, like in the next session we'll see that how to write the playbook file to install Java, nothing but your OpenJDK package, okay, into either Ubuntu or CentOS, anything. Okay, how to write a playbook, same thing guys. How to write the playbook file to install Node.js in your Linux machine. That is either so Ubuntu or CentOS, anything, right? Also, you can how to write the playbook file to install the LAMP actually. The LAMP means Linux, Apache, MySQL, and PHP. So this is very important, guys. This is what it is. Usually in the industry, right, they will ask you to install some complicated softwares and all, do the configuration and all, everything through the Ansible playbook for itself. So that's what this is also very important. So next class, what happened, right? Our agenda will be is to complete all this, 3 examples actually. So this is very interesting. We will be knowing. After this, we will be showing that how to install the Tomcat server, right? There are many things are there. After that, once we kickstart with that, when we will start understanding about the variables, we will start about the conditional statement, conditional or looping structure, how to use a conditional statement or loops inside it, right? After that, what is Ansible Vault actually, okay, and what is Ansible Jinja templating, Jinja 2 templating. Like this, the journey goes on actually. So this is variables and everything is important, as well as we will to even cover the inventory also. Inventories, inventory also. This is also important. So this is how guys our journey will start. So from the next class onwards, we'll be learning about the main core of your Ansible. That's nothing but how to write a playbook file. That's what it has been asked, right, in the interview. So we have to learn from that stage. Okay, so till here you understood how to use our models and everything in a command line or in ad hoc way, how you can use it, right? So that's what we learned. So we have completed some of the models now. Now going forward, we will be doing everything in the playbook file itself. Okay, so that's all guys for today's class. Okay, anything is there? If you have any doubts, let me know or else we'll stop the session. Okay, some of you can stop the session. Naresh?
Yeah, let me stop it.
Yeah.